All right, let's hear it again for Raya Fisher. So have we turned you pansexual yet? He's all like, I didn't know I was going to come to a comedy show and get challenged on my sexuality. Anyways, y'all ready for your next comic? All right, he's been actually selected for this year's Vatos Locos festival up in Denver, which is one of the first festivals in the country that is bilingual. I don't know if he's bilingual or not, so that should be really interesting. Let's hear it for Will Frank.
How's everybody doing? And yes, like Donna said, I did get picked for the bilingual comedy festival, and I do not speak Spanish. I don't even know how the fuck I got in, but I'm just gonna let it ride. So a little bit about me. Only been in Colorado for about a year and a half, and this is my first time coming up here to Pueblo. So I am happy to be doing a little bit of entertaining for you guys tonight. And before I got in the car, I was talking with my wife, and we were just talking about how thankful we are for being here in Colorado, because this is a very diverse environment, you know? I mean, Colorado is really beautiful, but also is really fucking dangerous. I mean, my gosh, I mean, I know you probably know somebody happened to or watch the news where somebody gets hit over the head for cutting off somebody in traffic or charging their car too long at the EV station. This is fucking nuts. I mean, Colorado, you got the mountains and the murder 7 days a week. And based off these facts, you know, my wife and I, we decided that we needed to get a little protection. And we didn't do like most of the people in this room and get a bunch of guns. We decided to go and take some self-defense classes, you know? And they were going great too, and we even got our little dogs involved, yeah. But it backfired, and we recently got in trouble a couple weeks ago. So Amazon will no longer deliver to our condo because our driver for Amazon found out that our little dogs are on probation for fucking up the mailman. Yeah, they use those karate lessons for nefarious purposes, and now I got two little 14-pound rat terriers that have a probation officer, a weekly piss test, and anger management. And so, like I said, I've only been here for about a year and a half, and I moved here from Utah, but hold on, I am not originally from there, okay? I just happen to spend the last decade of my life being held there against my will. And I wasn't a member of a polygamous cult. I was there raising my kids. But if you think about it, which one is actually worse? Being a member of a polygamous cult in Utah or raising your kids in Utah? Yeah. But then you got to think about it too, is that if I was a member of a polygamous cult, I wouldn't have kids. Because we know only the leader of the cult is the one getting some pussy. And so in my travels and all that, I've had people ask me stuff like, how is Utah? I mean, is it really as weird as they say it is? And I always have the same answer. I'll say, well, guess what? If you can ignore the fact that the church and the state are one and the same, they pretend that it's not, they're fucking liars. Turn a blind eye to all the racism, and you're okay with it not being a very inclusive environment, then come to Utah and bring your kids with you. But I got some bad news for you guys. So I found out in May when I went to the doctor that I got the big D. And I know what you guys are thinking, and I'm not talking about that big D. I knew about that when puberty hit, you know? No, I found out that I am diabetic. I got diabetes, type 2. Whereas the old people in my family say, I got a case of the sugars. And you know what? It fucking sucks because I don't know if you guys realize or not, but diabetes is not only a disease, it's also a disability now. But you know, it doesn't come with all the cool accessories that most people have when they got a disability, right? I don't get a placard for my car. I don't have an oxygen mask, a wheelchair, a cane. The only thing I got is this little tracker embedded in my tricep, connected to an app on my phone that tells me what I can and I can't eat. And it's terrible because I feel like I let my ancestors down. I mean, my ancestors were ripped from Africa on a slave ship, and their kids survived slavery, and their kids survived the civil rights movement and Jim Crow. And here I am, I'm 52, served 20 years in the Air Force. I went to the Middle East 5 times, came back without a scratch. But now, the most dangerous place I could go to is a fucking Chuck E. Cheese. Seriously, do you realize the menu at a 6-year-old's birthday party would have me fucking out of here? I can't have the punch. I can't have the cookies, or the cake, or the ice cream. If I eat all that shit, my wife will be a millionaire in like 2 fucking hours. And speaking of marriage, you know, who's the oldest married couple here in the room? Like how long? Nobody? 13, 34? Okay, 13, that's great. Well, I am proud to say that I have been married since 1999. To a whole bunch of different fucking people. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I was a walking, talking, living, breathing red flag when it came to matrimony. But you know what though? It's not my fault. It's not. Because they'll give a license to anybody, right? And it's weird because marriage is the few things you can get a license for. They don't check to make sure you know what the fuck you're doing. I mean, think about it. You drive a car, you gotta get a learner's permit, right? And then you gotta take the vision test, and a written test, and a driving test. If you want to be a doctor, a lawyer, a nurse, even a fucking real estate agent, they make you take a test. You gotta pass the courses. You gotta go before the state, and every couple of years they make sure you still know what you're doing. We know they do not do that when you're getting married. In fact, the only requirement to get a marriage license is to be old enough to do it or have parental consent to fuck up your life and somebody else's. And so, you know, my thing is I think about all my prior marriages and divorces and everything, and I gotta give myself a little bit of grace, you know, because now I'm in a fully functional relationship. My wife and I, we've been together for 8 years, and we've been married for 6, and it's a milestone for me. And so when I think about things, you know, I like to try to put a positive spin on things now. And so I consider myself the LeBron James of matrimony. Let me tell you why. Me and that man had 3 things in common. We're both black, we're both male, we both had 4 rings. Yeah, so anybody know what the fuck is going on with these airplanes? My gosh, they are crashing more than they're flying. And this stuff is ruining my life. My son, for instance, he followed in my footsteps, and he got stationed in Japan. He's in the Air Force. The other day, I'm talking to him on the phone. He's like, "Dad, you gotta come to Tokyo. It's amazing. We have a lot of fun, and I love you, and I miss you, and I wanna see you." And I thought about it for a minute, and I said, "You know what, son? I love and I miss you too, but not that much." I mean, I do love my son, but I don't love him enough to get on an airplane and fly across the Pacific Ocean. Fuck that. I'll see you when your enlistment is done. And you guys heard about what was going on at Newark International Airport? They were talking about the equipment was going in and out, and the air traffic controllers were, you know, losing touch with the aircraft when they were taking off and landing, and it was stressing them out so much that the air traffic controllers, they started taking stress leave, and it was, you know, messing with the operations there. People were working too long, you know. And then when the investigation went further, they found out that some of the computer systems were so old, they were still using a floppy disk to operate. A fucking floppy disk, that's some scary shit, right? And I have flown into Newark International Airport before, and I thought about it that, wow, you know, the only reason why I landed safely in this airport was due to a stressed out, overworked government employee using a Commodore 64. And you know, if they're using a Commodore 64, America Online has got to be their internet service provider. And anybody in this room old enough to remember, you know what it was like with America Online. You're trying to connect, and then somebody called, what happens? It drops your internet connection. Imagine that. You're trying to land there at Newark International Airport, and somebody calls the air traffic control tower. Everybody is going to fucking die. That's my time, y'all. Thank you.